What will the housing market look like in Raleigh in 2026? Is it going to collapse like Cindy just did? You'll find out. First prediction for 2026 is that Raleigh rebounds. So what we mean by that, in 2025, Raleigh actually saw a slight dip in home prices. And we think that's really gonna be the bottom of the market. We think in 2026, we're gonna start seeing appreciation occurring again with single family homes in Raleigh. I don't think it's gonna be anything substantial or anything crazy. Definitely not what we saw in the COVID years, but I do think we're gonna start seeing home prices increase in the Raleigh area. It's not just us saying that, organizations like Zillow are now projecting that as well, just slightly over essentially 1% of appreciation or price growth occurring in the Raleigh area. But I do think that's going to happen.
Yeah, so I think it's going to feel generally pretty stable to what we had this year, but we don't think it's going to dip down any further.
Yeah, for sure.
Another prediction we have for the 2026 real estate market is that inventory is going to continue to rise around Raleigh. In the last year, we've had about a 30% rise in inventory levels from the year prior, and in Durham about 50%. And we think this will probably be a trend that kind of sticks around for a while.
For sure. And I don't know, I'm not making a prediction on what level of percentage we're going to see increasing in those areas. I don't know if it's going to quite maintain that level of growth. Probably not. But it is going to continue to increase, I think. And the beautiful thing about inventory right now, especially in Durham and in Raleigh specifically, is that it's really returned to normal housing market conditions that we last saw in like 2019, basically pre-COVID. And so the number of homes for sale is currently matching roughly those areas, give or take a few homes. But I think that's a healthy thing for the market. It's a good thing for buyers. And so it's just, I think in general, good for the consumer.
In 2026, we believe that Durham is going to continue to outpace Raleigh in price growth. This doesn't mean that the average price is going to be more expensive than Raleigh, but just that percentage of increase in that sales price is going to continue to exceed what it does in Raleigh, which is what we have seen this year. And we think that's probably going to continue into next year.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the main reason for that is Durham in general is more affordable than Raleigh. So I think the price growth in a market where mortgage rates are straining buyers, home prices are straining buyers, Durham's just a more affordable area, and so that price growth percentage-wise can grow a little bit quicker than it can in Raleigh. And again, like Cindy said, it's something we saw this year, and I think it's something we're going to see next year. We predict in 2026, Cary and Chapel Hill will continue to be inventory starved. I know you're thinking, well, wait, Zach, you just said inventory is growing, and it did grow. So in Cary this past year, it grew 57%, which is just wild. In Chapel Hill, it grew 40%, which is also a crazy number. However, total inventory levels in both Cary and Chapel Hill are still 50% below where they were in 2019, which is kind of like the last normal housing market. So in Durham and Raleigh, obviously that's not the case, but in Cary and Chapel Hill, it is. And so those are still historically low levels for inventory. Even though it saw a drastic improvement this year, it's still very low. And so that makes, in general, the Cary market, the Chapel Hill market, much more competitive to get into. You see more, multiple offer situations. It's just a harder market for buyers, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, and it seems like it's just going to continue to be that way.
Exactly.
In 2026, mortgage rates are currently projected to be in the 5s, which would be a relief from where they've kind of been, hovering closer to the 6s. So
yeah, for sure. So Fannie Mae's projecting rates to enter into the high 5s, so basically like 5.9% by the end of 2026. So whether this happens, obviously, who knows at the end of the day. I hope there's a good chance for that to happen. I think getting into the 5s will really unlock the housing market in ways that we haven't seen over the last couple of years, which would be good. But I don't know. I mean, mortgage rate projections are one of those things that obviously change consistently. And over the last several years, we've had many, many projections being like mortgage rates will be in the 5s in the next 6 months or the next 8 months or whatever. No. And that has not come to fruition yet. But I do think there is a realistic chance that we will see that happen in 2026. And I think that would be a really good thing for the market.
For sure.
If you are looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be a real estate resource of choice. There's a lot of R's there. Real estate resource of choice. You can find our contact info below, and you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along over on Instagram. You can find us at the Honeycutt Realtors. We'd love to connect with you in the DMs over there.
Yep, we'll see you next time.